सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। प्लीज रिपीट आफ्टर मी। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद। प्लीज रिपीट आफ्टर मी। Okay.
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद।
जय द्वैता चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंद
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद।
जय
जय
अद्वैता
द्वैता चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंद
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य
जय
जय नित्यानंद
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद।
जय
जय
अद्वैता
द्वैता चंद्र जय गौरा भक्त वृंद।
Thank you. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 3. The title of the chapter is The External Reasons for the Appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this chapter, we are focusing on two verses, which are 90 and 91. Okay, so let's recite the verses 90 and 91. I will recite. Okay. असुर स्वभावे कृष्ण कभु नहीं जाने लुकैते नारे कृष्ण भक्त जन स्थाने। असुर स्वभावे कृष्णे कभु नहीं जाने लुकैते नारे कृष्ण भक्त जन स्थाने। असुर स्वभावे कृष्णे कभु नहीं जाने लुकैते नारे कृष्ण भक्त जन स्थाने। Synonyms: असुर स्वभावे, those whose nature is demoniac. Krishna, Lord Krishna. Kabhu, at any time. Nahi, not. Jane, no. Lukaite, to hide. Nare, is not able. Krishna, Lord Krishna. Bhaktajana, of pure devotees. Sthane, in a place. Translation and purport by Mr. Venkateshwar Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: those whose nature is demoniac cannot know Krishna at any time, but he cannot hide himself from his pure devotees. Purport: people who develop the nature of asuras like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu can never know Krishna, the personality of Godhead, by challenging the authority of Godhead. But Sri Krishna cannot hide himself from his pure devotees. So we will go into detail after reading the next verse. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 3, text 91. Dhvabhuta sargau lokesmin dhaiva asura eva cha Vishnu bhakta smito dhaiva asurastad viparyaya. Dhvabhuta sargau lokesmin dhaiva asura eva cha Vishnu bhakta smito dhaiva asurastad viparyaya. द्वौ भूतसर्गौ लोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च विष्णुभक्ता स्मृतो दैव आसुरस्तद्विपर्यया. Synonyms: dhau, two, bhuta, of the living entities, sargau, dispositions, loke, in the world, asmin, in this, daivaha, godly, asuraha, demoniac, eva, certainly, cha, and Vishnu Bhaktaha, a devotee of Lord Vishnu, Smritaha, remembered, Daivaha, godly, Asuraha, demoniac, Sat Viparyaya, the opposite of that. Translation, unpurported by Divine Srila Prabhupada. There are two classes of men in the created world. One consists of the demoniac and the other of the godly. The devotees of Lord Vishnu are the godly, whereas those who are just the opposite are called demons. Purport. This is a verse from Padma Purana. Vishnu Bhaktas or devotees in Krishna consciousness are known as Devas or demigods. Atheists who do not believe in God or who declare themselves God are Asuras or demons. Asuras always engage in atheistic material activities, exploring ways to utilize the resources of matter to enjoy sense gratification. The Vishnu Bhaktas, Krishna conscious devotees, are also active, but their objective is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotional service. Superficially, both classes may appear to work in the same way, but their purposes are completely opposite because of a difference in the consciousness. Asuras work for personal sense gratification, whereas devotees work for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Both work conscientiously, but their motives are different. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant for devotees, for devas or devotees. Demons cannot take part in the Krishna conscious activities, nor can devotees in Krishna consciousness take part in demoniac activities or work like cats and dogs simply for sense gratification. Such activity does not appeal to those in Krishna consciousness. Devotees accept only the bare necessities of life to keep themselves fit to act in Krishna consciousness. The balance of their energy is used for developing Krishna consciousness, through which one can be transferred to the abode of Krishna by always thinking of him, even at the point of death. Right, so verse number 90. Asura Sobhave Krishna Kabu Nahi Jane. The demonic nature, if we have the nature of the demons, who is a demon? The question is, who is a demon? Here, the demon is from the consciousness, what we abide, what we get attracted to, what we have in the mind, or what we think about, right? So the asuras or the demons are defined as the people who are against the bhakti or the devotees or Krishna or Vishnu. Okay, so we have seen Srila Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, by birth, is an Asura. He is born in the family of Asuras. His father was the uh, greatest enemy of Vishnu. And actually, not Vishnu. He thinks Vishnu is his enemy. Vishnu is Sama. Vishnu is always equal to everyone and anyone. He doesn't have any kind of friendship or enmity with anyone. So that's a question Yudhishthira raised in the assembly of Rajasuya Yajna. When Rajasuya Yajna was performed, Narada Muni was there. Lord Krishna was sitting there in that assembly. Then Yudhishthira raised this question to Narada Muni, asking, it looks like Vishnu is favorable to the demigods, Indra and his followers. Why? So what is the examples he gives? He gives that whenever there is a war, he's always favorable to the demigods. Is it the case? Then Narada Muni, he splits it out. He says that Krishna is never partial to anyone. He has nothing to do with anyone, right? He is Sama. He is Atmarama. He doesn't depend upon someone else's offerings. Let's say if one devotee is offering some, let's say I offer the best flowers in the market and I offer them. If I offer them with love and gratitude, he'll accept it. But if I offer them thinking that these are the best flowers, I'm the only one who can get it, with that arrogance, with that pride, then he'll not accept it. Even though I was hearing some devotees mentioning that when devotees fight while making the garlands, right? Let's say if devotees are competing and fighting among themselves, uh, and competing themselves, saying that I'm the best maker of the garlands, I'm the best maker of the garlands. And when that kind of garlands go to the deities, let's say if that garland, one devotee is making garland and she was thinking she is the best garland maker in the community, and that offering goes to the Krishna. Krishna feels the soft flowers, even though they're soft, because of the mentality of that person. Krishna feels they are the thorns. He was feeling, he feels that's piercing his body. So that's how much he hates people or devotees fighting among themselves. So what we're trying to say is that whatever we offer, right? When we offer with love and gratitude, he'll take it, but with arrogance, he'll not take it. He'll not accept it. He'll feel why this person is doing this to me. I don't even want it, but why is he doing it to me? So where we're coming here, like what we're trying to say is that Krishna doesn't need anyone's anything. He'll just accept it because he loves us, right? He loves everyone, an equal platform. Okay, so now Narada Muni is saying that Krishna is or Vishnu is equal to everyone, but one thing is there: if someone behaves like if someone shows gratitude to him, he'll reciprocate. You show gratitude to him, he'll reciprocate. That's it. And he'll become, it looks like he's favorable to you, but he's really not. He's just reciprocating on what you have offered to him, right? Let's say um, um, we offer prasadam to Krishna, right, in the altar at home. So let's say we offer bhoga to Krishna. Krishna, when you give with love and devotion, he reciprocates back with making that bhoga as prasadam. And by eating the prasadam, we are not incurring any kind of sins. So this is a very big question everyone asks, that in the initial stages of bhakti, everyone, like, we may face this question, like how um, you are eating plants and vegetables. You call yourself as vegetarians, but still the vegetables and the plants also have a life, right? So are you not killing the plants? Are you not destroying the plants? It's a life, right? How can you eat that life? So the answer for that is um, yes, that incurs sin. Eating vegetables, eating plants also incurs sin. It's even though we are vegetarians, we cannot be proud of it. Unless we offer the vegetables or the flowers or the food material, vegetarian food material to Krishna, then Krishna, by offering that to Krishna, Krishna makes it that bhoga into prasadam and he gives it back. Right? That's what we eat. When we eat the prasadam, that is not, that doesn't incur sin. There is no sin involved in it. Okay. So, what we're trying to say here is that Krishna is Sama, but when we is equal, Sama means is equal to everyone. But when a person, certain person acts very dear to Krishna, like serves the Krishna, serves the purpose of Krishna, like, without any intention or without any agenda, right? Then Krishna will reciprocate to him, and it looks like he's favorable to that person. So, but generally, Krishna is equal to everyone. Now, we're talking about the example of Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj, even though he's born in the family of Asuras, right? He's a demoniac family. His father is the greatest enemy. I mean, his father thinks Krishna or Vishnu is the greatest enemy, but Krishna was not thinking. Vishnu was not thinking like that. But eventually, he built that up in him because he saw Vishnu killing his brother Hiranyaksha. And that's why he built that grudge on Lord Vishnu, and he started hating Lord Vishnu. But in the same family, can you see the um, power of Lord Vishnu, that a demoniac son is a greatest devotee. He's just a 5-year-old boy, and he was still a greatest devotee. So what we're trying to learn here is that um, a person being a devotee or non-devotee doesn't depend upon the birth. It depends upon the qualities. It depends upon the actions that person is performing, right? If someone says, I am the son of a Brahmana and I have the complete right to get into the altar, that is wrong. That is wrong because, especially in Kali Yuga, we have seen, I have so many Brahmin friends. None of them, I have seen them growing up and I have stayed with them growing up. They were very good. Their families are very well cultured and their families are well used to follow all kinds of devotional activities they used to perform. Um, Nitya Seva in the morning, in the evening, they used to chant the Gayatri mantras 3 times, and not 3 times, at least I have seen them chanting in the morning. So what I'm trying to say here is that those same friends at this age, they are the worst people now. I see them going to the bars, drinking alcohol, right? Um, we have this friends group, right? All other people who are not even Brahmanas, who doesn't even follow, they're saying that this is Nirjala Ekadashi, and the Ekadashi day, let's not go to the bar. But this Brahmin, like there are two guys, like they were telling, no, it doesn't matter, let's go. So they forgot the importance of the bhakti, importance of following Krishna. So can that person says come to the temple and say, I am a Brahmin and let me get to the altar? No, he cannot say that. So the birth doesn't determine what kind of active, like, how much qualified, the birth doesn't determine if you're a devotee or a non-devotee, if you're a Brahmana or not Brahmana. So the activities or the actions or the karma, what we perform, will determine what we can become, right? It will determine if you are a devotee or non-devotee. So that's one thing here. So those whose nature is demoniac cannot know Krishna at any time, right? It's the nature. We're not talking about birth. It doesn't say if you're born out of a demon, you cannot do it. No, it says that if your nature is of a demoniac, then you cannot do that. Okay, but he cannot hide himself from his pure devotees. When a pure devotee is there, he cannot hide. Krishna feels that, what can I do for this devotee? Right? We have to perform actions in such a way that Krishna should feel like, he feels that anxiety, and how can I serve this devotee? He's so good to me. He's so good in his nature. What is the meaning of good here? Following 4 regulative principles and chanting 16 rounds of mantra? No. Once a devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, I'm chanting 16 rounds regularly every day, and I'm following the 4 regulative principles without fail. Now you tell me, can I go to Krishna, Goloka? Srila Prabhupada looked at him and answered, just by doing these things, you become a proper human being. Going to Goloka is another step. It's a next step, next level. Yes, you may go, but it doesn't guarantee you chanting 16 rounds and following the 4 regulative principles. It doesn't guarantee that you go to Goloka. Going to Goloka depends upon, so the things, the minimum things what Srila Prabhupada has recommended is to just act like a human being. That is the minimum thing we are looking forward to in this Kali Yuga. First, become a human being. What do you mean by becoming a human being? Be sensitive. Try to understand who you are. Eat right. Do the activities in right way. These are the minimum things. If we do these minimum things, we get to the level of mode of goodness. That is Sattva Guna. When you are always in Sattva Guna, then you will be transformed into Shuddha Sattva. Right? So that is Yeah. So that is what Srila Prabhupada said. So what we're saying is like Asura, when a devotee is there, a pure devotee, then Krishna cannot hide himself from him. He gets anxious to serve the devotee. For example, when he sees a devotee or devotional characteristics in a person, then Krishna sends his parsats or his disciples or devotees to approach them and guide them, right? What is the example? We have seen Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was Kshatriya. He's not a Brahmana. He's a Kshatriya. His blood says that he wants a kingdom bigger than his great grandfather, who is Brahmaji. So that was his goal when he was going out. That was his determination. And Krishna found that he'll be a good devotee, and he sent Narada Muni right there. Narada Muni came and he directed what to do and how to achieve Krishna. Okay, so that is one example. But what we're trying to say here is that Asura Swabhave Krishna Kabu Nahi Jana. When we have the Asura Swabhava, we can never realize Krishna. What are the examples? Srila Prabhupada quotes, we talked about Hiranyakashipu, and Srila Prabhupada also quotes about Ravana. Ravana, he knew the power of Lord Ramachandra, but he was ignoring because of his lusty nature, because of his ego. What was his ego? His ego was, how can a human being powerful than the demons? He said, yes, maybe demigods can be powerful, but how can a natural small little human being can be equivalent to demons? So that's what, when he was asking the boons from Brahmaji, he was quoting everyone also. Ravana was quoting, I should not be killed by demigods, I should not be killed by Vanaras and all, no, not Vanaras, demigods and all these things he quoted, but he never quoted human beings. He never said, he remembered, oh, human beings, but he still realized, no, why human beings? Human beings are normal. They're very little, I mean, compared to demons, they're little. So that was his thought, that ego. And he was again and again reminded that Ramachandra is powerful, but he was not accepting that fact that how can Ramachandra be powerful? He is a human being. How can a human being be powerful? Right? What was the final? What happened at the end? He got killed just because of the ego. He was not accepting. He knew that. So that is the problem. What is the problem? The problem is like Krishna is right there, right in front of Duryodhana. Krishna is telling that please give five villages. He was a ambassador for the Pandavas, and he went to Kauravas. He went to Duryodhana. He said that, see, the dharma or the nature of the Kshatriyas is to rule, and these five Kshatriyas who are Pandavas has to rule. So if they have to rule, they need some land to rule. They need some land to take care of. So just give 5 villages out of this vast Bharat, vast empire you have. That was even anyway, that was given by Yudhishthira anyway. So just give 5 villages, 5. Duryodhana was just in front of Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Supreme Personality of Godhead is asking him. But when our envy comes or hits the brain, right, we forget everything. Envious is such a bad thing. Duryodhana was suffering horrible envy. So he was thinking of Duryodhana was thinking of how can like an envious about Pandavas, and he doesn't want Pandavas to rule. So he said that I cannot even give a needle head size of a land to Pandavas. So if it is a war, let it be war. Right? Now another example is like if you think about Chanura. So when Krishna and Balaram came to Mathura, right, on the invitation of Kamsa, so Krishna and Balaram were asked to fight the two wrestlers, very strong wrestlers. Krishna and Balaram were what? 12-year-old? They're just 12-year-old. And Krishna and Balaram were 12-year-olds, and Chanura and Mushtika are very strong wrestlers. So when Krishna was fighting with Chanura, let's look at it like this, right? It's a wrestling arena, and Krishna was fighting with Chanura, and Balram was fighting with Mushtika. So when they were fighting, it explains in Srimad Bhagavatam very nicely that they are fighting shoulders to shoulders, right? That they're hitting. When you hit, you're so close. You're so close. You're basically touching each other, right? You were covering, you were hugging, you were defending. So when you're fighting with the Supreme Personality of God, you are already touching Him. You were right there. You're touching the Lord, but still couldn't figure or still couldn't understand that Krishna and Balram are the Supreme Personality of Godheads. They didn't realize that. That's what it says. Asura Subhave. When you have Asura Subhava, you'll never able to understand Krishna. That's the first line here. But if a devotee is somewhere there, Krishna will find out. Right? What is a devotee? Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was a great devotee of the Lord, right? He was chanting 22 hours, I think around, like the calculation is about 22 hours a day. He was chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with deep gratitude, asking for nothing. He has nothing to do, nothing to ask, but he was still chanting and chanting and chanting and chanting, sitting right in front under the Tulsi Maharani's shelter. So he was chanting and chanting and chanting. When the Nawab or the Muslim king got to know about his chanting, he being the Muslim, he was chastised. He was asked to beat up in the 22 marketplaces. He was taken to one marketplace, beaten up very badly. He is not dying. So he was carried to next marketplace, and he was beaten up again, started because they're tired, so they want to take some time. So they were carrying him to the next marketplace, then beating up, then next marketplace, like 22 marketplaces. He was whole day. He was carried to different marketplaces and beaten up. But Haridas Thakur was never giving up. And Haridas Thakur says, I didn't feel the pain. Why? Because the Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking the beatings. And that is how, if a devotee is there, Haridas Thakur didn't call for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He never said, Prabhuji, please, I chant 16 rounds, or sorry, 92 rounds a day. Please, can you come and help me? No, he never claimed or he never said anything. He was just quiet. He was not even asking or demanding or requesting the Lord to come and help him out. He never did that. But because, as the second line says, Lukaite, even though if you're hidden, Lord Krishna can find you out. A devotee cannot hide from Krishna. So Krishna will come and protect you. So that's where Haridas Thakur was protected by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Haridas Thakur survived through those beatings and in 22 marketplaces. Right? So this is verse number 90. Let's go to verse number 91. Dvabhuta sargo lokesmin deva asura eva cha Vishnu bhakta smito dhaiva asurastad viparyaya. So this verse is taken from Padma Purana. There are two classes of men in the created world. One consists of the demonia and the other of the godly. The devotees of Lord Vishnu are godly, whereas those who are just the opposite are called demons. So this is the definition of Asura and Asura. Asura is a person whose consciousness is abided, or whose consciousness is attracted towards Krishna or towards the devotional service or towards the devotees. So that is Asura. Sorry, Sura. Sura means demigod or godly persons. When it is Asura means their opposite. Their minds are not attracted to Krishna. Their minds are never accepting the devotees. Their minds are always blaspheming, or they don't even know who is Krishna. So that's where they're asuras. So that's what Srila Prabhupada very beautifully explains in this purport. Let's read through this purport. This is a verse from Padma Purana. Vishnu Bhaktas or devotees in Krishna consciousness are known as devas or demigods, right? Atheists or who do not believe in God or who declare themselves God. Who declare themselves God? There was a Pundarika Krishna or someone like that. So he declared himself as Krishna, and he was maintaining all the peacock feathers, and he was playing the flute, and he was acting as if Krishna. So that's also wrong. Okay, who declare themselves of God? And Hiranyakashipu also did the same thing. He said that he is God. He ordered everyone to chant Om Hiranyaya Namaha. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya left, and they're talking about Om Hiranyaya Namaha. And they had that control. He is not faking, first of all. What do you mean by not faking? Is that Hiranya? Right. The day when Hiranyakashipu was powerful. He was managing all the demigods, all the controllers of this universe, and everyone was scared of him. That's how he was powerful. But in this society, in the Kali Yuga, at this age, we have no qualification, but we still feel that we are gods ourselves, right? We have so many people, so many gurus, so many paths. They say that they are God and just worship them and all the credit. So the best part of Srila Prabhupada is that he never ever said that he's God. See, all these devotees from the Northern America and all over the world, in the West, basically, they don't know what is Hinduism. They don't know who is God. They don't know. I mean, they may know Christ, but they don't know anything about Hindu scriptures. Srila Prabhupada could have easily cheated them by saying that, "Hey, I am the God. Just follow me. I can take you to God, and I am the God." So that kind of things would have said, but he didn't say that. He said that I am the servant of the God. I'm here to just give the message of the Lord. He never said he's God. Never ever. So, um, yeah. So those people who proclaim themselves to be gods or who do not believe in the God are called as asuras. It doesn't matter which family you were born in. You may be a Brahmana by birth, but it doesn't qualify you to be a devotee or a godly nature. So asuras always engage in atheistic material activities, exploring ways to utilize the resources of matter to enjoy sense gratification. So another quality of asura is that asuras always engage in atheistic material activities. What are atheistic material activities? Theistic material activities are activities which are conducive to bhakti. So atheistic material activities are the activities which has no relationship to the bhakti. So what does it mean? So it means those are the activities which you perform for your own, like a person if he's performing activities for his own material comforts and the bodily luxuries, then that kind of person is not atheistic. He's atheistic, right? Material activities, exploring ways to utilize the resources of matter. So we explore the ways to utilize the resources of matter to enjoy sense gratification. How we can do it better? How we can eat better? How we can sleep better? What are the other avenues we can see? How can we sleep longer? How can we enjoy ourselves? How can we enjoy our senses, engage our senses in enjoyment? So those are asuric quality. And Ashuras always engage, okay, we see that. The Vishnu Bhaktas, on the other hand, or Krishna conscious devotees are also active. So Vishnu Bhaktas are the one who is sitting in the forest, going away and aloof from everyone on this material world, somewhere in the forest and sitting down. No, they're not the Krishna Bhaktas. I mean, they may be Krishna Bhaktas, but it's not a qualification of Krishna Bhakta. Krishna Bhaktas are also doing the activities. That's what Srila Prabhupada says here. or Vishnu Bhaktas are also active. They're also performing some activities, but their objective is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotional service. What is the objective? Objective of Krishna Bhakta or Vishnu Bhakta is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How? By the devotional service. Superficially, both classes may appear to work in the same way. Like both of them are working. Let's say devotees are also working. They go to the city every morning and they work for some bank or something like that. And the demons, or the people who doesn't not yeah, the people who doesn't or who are not devotees, they also go to the bank. They also do the work. So what is the difference? The difference is that a devotee.
0.7.
So what the difference is that a devotee is basically the difference is both of them are doing the activity. They are the same person, the two persons, right? One is a devotee, one is a non-devotee. He wakes up early morning. He wakes up early in the morning. The devotee wakes up and gets ready. Both of them get ready. Both of them take the train. Both of them go to the city. Both of them work in the bank next to each other, sitting next to each other. Both of them take the lunch, take the breakfast. Both of them go back to home in the evening, right? So the activities of these two persons are the same. But the difference between a devotee and non-devotee is that devotee is always remembering Krishna and always perform those activities for the pleasure of Krishna. So what does it mean by pleasure of Krishna? How is he doing different than a non-devotee? So non-devotee, when he's working, he's thinking that I want to feed, I want to have a house for myself. Like non-devotee is telling, I want to have a house, I want to have big swimming pool at the back, I want to have this, I want to enjoy, I want to sleep well, I want to have many parties, I want to eat meat, I want to do this for himself. But when a devotee, the same person, same activity, but he is thinking that the consciousness is different. Consciousness is the difference. He's thinking that I am building this house. I want to pray to the Krishna. I want to have a deity of Krishna. I want to invite the devotees to the home. I want to um, make my family feel the presence of Krishna. I want to make my family devotees. I want to have luxuries for the pleasure of Krishna in such a way that whatever I eat, the non-devotee is also eating ice cream, the devotee is also eating ice cream. But when the devotee is eating ice cream, we'll make sure that there is no living entity being hurt in that ingredients. Okay. And he'll offer that thing to Krishna, and then he takes that prasadam instead of just directly consuming without any offering. Any activity which we do without the permission of Krishna is basically basically we are sinning. Basically, we're sinning. The sins will incur because of that activity. Okay, so that's here. Superficially, both classes may appear to work in the same way, but their purposes are completely opposite because of the difference in Krishna consciousness. Asuras work for personal. See, Srila Prabhupada explains here. Asuras work for personal sense gratification, whereas devotees work for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Both work conscientiously, but their motives are different. Motives or consciousness is different. Okay. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant for devas or devotees. Demons cannot take part in Krishna consciousness activities, nor can devotees in Krishna consciousness takes part in demonic activities or work like cats and dogs simply for sense gratification. So devotees will never do that. When you are a devotee, you don't work like cats and dogs for the sense gratification. Yes, they work very hard to make sure that the perfect results are shown. The perfect they don't slack in the work. Devotees, we say that, hey, I'm a devotee of Krishna. Why should I work? I don't work. I don't. I don't perform well. What will happen? No, that is not right. A devotee will work as good as a non-devotee, but he'll perform well. I still remember Bhaktichara Maharaj once saying that um, devotee should be exemplary in any activity he performs. Let's say if devotee is working for a bank, he should be the best employee. If a devotee is a student, he should be the best student. If a devotee is businessman, he should be the best businessman, best in every field therein. So that's what is a devotee. Devotee should not slack. Oh, I'm a devotee. Why should I work? Everything will be happening. Everything will come to me. No, that's not the case. That's not the right thing. A right attitude. Devotees perform to the perfection. So that is one of the qualities of a devotee. Okay. So, but non-devotees, they also do. They work very hard. I have seen non-devotees, they work really, really hard. I had a manager, he came from Europe, to work for a bank in New York. So this person, he rented an apartment right next to the building of the office. He gets down from his building and he walks to the office every morning, 6 o'clock. Tell me who goes to the office at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning, until 7 p.m. he's in the office. 7 p.m. I have seen him. He has no family, no life, no one. Everyone is in Europe. His family, he was alone, and he just rented right next to the office building so that he doesn't even waste time in the commute. So that is a dedication I have seen in people. Those are not, do you, is he a devotee, non-devotee? I cannot judge that. I don't have a qualification to judge. But what I'm trying to say is like people are there so dedicated for their work. Okay. So if with the dedication, if we can, with the dedication, our mentality should be gratitude towards the Lord, gratitude towards what we have today, gratitude to Sri Krishna Chandra, Sri Radha Sham Sundar, that whatever we have today is because of him, right? So the material world is very cruel to the living entities. It has to be cruel because this is a material world. Day by day, we see the news. Something or the other happening, countries fighting, something stops, other will start. The news is filled with all these um, very heartening news, like heartening issues. Something here happened, some murder happened, this happened. Why? Because material world is like that. Why material world is like that? Because it's a jail. The jail is supposed to be for punishment. It's not for enjoyment. This is the basically we are here for the we're correcting ourselves, right? What do they call correcting centers or something? Corrective centers in America. So the jails are the correction centers. We just have to be there to correct ourselves, get through this process of punishment so that we get corrected. But unfortunately, we don't realize that part, and we still are here in this material world, and we think that we can enjoy much more and more and more and more. So that nature is a demoniac nature. Until and unless we surrender to Krishna, until and unless we surrender to Krishna, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, um, what do you mean by surrender to Krishna? The surrender to Krishna is basically being gratitude to what you have, being thankful to the Lord of what He has given to us, and thinking of Him each and every moment. Thinking of Him naturally comes in when you have that gratitude. You don't have to enforce yourself or push yourself to think of Him. That thing will come naturally. Right? The moment we surrender, meaning the moment we are gratitude or we are thankful to the Lord, that things comes in. So okay, so devotees accept only the bare necessities of life to keep themselves fit to act in Krishna consciousness. So devotees accept bare necessities. They don't want big things to happen in their life. They're happy with whatever they get. Okay, bare necessities. The balance of their energy is used for developing Krishna consciousness so that they can balance the other things. They don't have to go work for 12 hours, 13 hours a day. They have to work 8 hours a day. That is the minimum condition in America per day, so that you can cover 5 days, 5 times for 5 times 8 is 40 hours a week. So I was asking Maharaj that, Maharaj, I have to prepare for some exam, and um, I may have to spend extra time, and my chanting is getting affected. Long time back, my chanting is getting affected with that. Then Maharaj said, um, don't you were already working, right? So don't you get that from the experience you're working? That was his first question. I said, no, this is a higher level, and I have to go through the different things. He said, whatever you do, that should be done within 8 hours. So prefer to do whatever, like, work is fine, but make sure it should not go beyond 8 hours. If it goes beyond 8 hours, meaning that you are compromising somewhere else. You're compromising either family or you're compromising either the bhakti life. So that is not very helpful for a devotee. So that's what he said. Anyway, so the balance of the energy is used for developing Krishna consciousness, through which one can be transferred to the abode of Krishna by always thinking of him, even at the point of death. So even at the point of death, we should remember Krishna. The remembrance of Krishna will come just by practicing the gratitude, practicing being thankful to Krishna for whatever we have in this life. And devotees are the people who always have Krishna in their thinking process or in their minds. So that is a devotee. Demonize, both devotees and demons, they do the same activities, same things, but just the consciousness of how they think about the activity is the difference. Okay, so that's where this verse ends, and we'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any reflections or questions? Okay, back to you, Sameshwar Prabhu. Okay, so all right, so I think Sameshwar Prabhu is busy. So let's pay obeisances to all the devotees who have joined today and for everyone else, so that if there are any offenses towards them, they can be eradicated. And also, the devotees are very merciful, so their blessings are always required. Vancha
कृपासिन्धुएव च पतितानां
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Vaishnava.
की जय Caitanya. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Nice class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very good.